The recent floods in Pakistan have unleashed a level of destruction rarely seen before. In Sindh, Balochistan, and parts of South Punjab, entire communities remain submerged underwater. Families have been forced onto rooftops of broken mud houses, clinging to survival. Food supplies are scarce, medicine is running out, and children cry from hunger and cold. Authorities and rescue agencies are doing all they can, but the scale of the disaster has outstripped resources. The biggest question echoing among people was, will the world remember us in this dark time? And then came an announcement that no one had expected. Thousands of miles away in West Africa, the President of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traoré, declared that he would send a relief helicopter to Pakistan. The news spread like wildfire. For the victims, it was more than an aid shipment. It was a message that they were not forgotten. A nation with no deep ties to Pakistan had chosen to stand with them in their hardest hour. The gesture was a shock, but also a spark of hope that gave strength to weary hearts. This was not an ordinary flight. The helicopter from Burkina Faso was loaded with exactly the things flood survivors desperately needed: tons of dry food rations, bottled drinking water, portable water filtration units, medical kits and essential medicines, baby food and milk, tents, blankets, and warm clothing. According to officials, the helicopter's first destination would be Karachi. From there, the aid would be distributed to flood-stricken districts, prioritizing families who have been stranded for days without shelter. The announcement ignited a wave of reactions online. Social media in Pakistan was filled with posts praising Traoré's decision. One user wrote, "This is not just aid, it is hope." Another posted, "We never imagined help would come from Africa, but today humanity has spoken." In the flood-hit villages, survivors also expressed their relief. An elderly woman, clutching her grandchildren, said, "When we heard that a helicopter was coming from across the world, it felt like our prayers had been answered." This was more than supplies. It was a lifeline. For countless families, the arrival of this helicopter meant not just food and medicine, but a reminder that the world had not abandoned them. The bigger question many asked was, why Burkina Faso? Why would a distant African country step forward when so many others remained silent? The answer came in President Ibrahim Traoré's own words. "The people of Pakistan are our brothers and sisters. Humanity comes before all else. If they are in pain, it is our duty to share their burden." This statement resonated far beyond Pakistan. It showed that true strength does not come from wealth or global power, but from empathy and solidarity. Small nations, too, can carry the torch of humanity in times of crisis. Historically, Pakistan and Burkina Faso have had limited ties, but this move could mark a new chapter between the two nations. Analysts suggest that such acts of solidarity often leave lasting bonds, remembered for generations. Meanwhile, ordinary Pakistanis made sure that Traoré's name would not go unnoticed. His name trended across social media, where people described him as a leader of the people and a true friend in a time of need. The voices from the flood zones added even more weight to the story. A father said, "My children had gone 2 days without food. When I heard the helicopter was coming, I felt alive again." Another young man shared, "We lost everything, but knowing someone so far away cares, it gave us strength to stand again." Moments like these prove that even a single act from a faraway country can touch millions of hearts. Viewed in a wider lens, this event is more than an aid delivery. It is a symbol. It tells the world that in the face of disaster, the greatest force is not politics or money, but humanity and compassion. Every year, Pakistan faces natural disasters, but what people never forget is who stood with them during their darkest hours. For this reason, even a single helicopter from Burkina Faso has left a mark deeper than many larger aid operations. What makes this gesture even more powerful is that Burkina Faso itself is not a wealthy nation. Yet, despite its own struggles, its leadership chose to send help. That act alone carries a message far stronger than any speech. Humanity does not require riches, only intention. Global media outlets picked up the story, calling it a victory of humanity. International experts suggested that this move could inspire other nations to step forward. The Pakistani government also praised Burkina Faso's effort, with officials stating that this was a reminder that even small nations can set the biggest examples. Plans are already being discussed for continued cooperation and potential future aid missions. It's not the size of the aid that matters, but the sincerity behind it. And in this case, the sincerity of a distant African nation may have changed the narrative of an entire disaster. In the end, the lesson is clear. Times of crisis reveal the true spirit of humanity. The bond that unites us is not language, wealth, or power. It is the simple truth that we are all human. President Ibrahim Traoré's decision to send a relief helicopter will forever be remembered in Pakistan's history. Whenever the floods of this era are recalled, people will also remember that a country thousands of miles away chose to stand with them. This is not only a story of Pakistan and Burkina Faso. It is a message to the entire world. That message is simple yet powerful. Humanity is the greatest strength. Solidarity is the greatest weapon.